What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Money Moves. Let's dive in to learn more about where the millions and billions are flowing in the world of tech. Roto VR raises $3 million to broaden market reach of rotating VR chair accessory. Roto VR, the UK-based creator behind 360-degree VR chairs, announced a new funding round of £2.4 million, which the company says will be used to fulfill demand of its recently launched Roto VR Explorer chair. Led by Pembroke VCT, the continuation of the company's second funding round includes participation of existing as well as new angel investors from both the UK and the US. Roto says the investment will support its next phase of growth following the launch of its Roto VR Explorer chair, the rotating VR chair which released globally in November 2024, priced at $799. Funds will be used to fulfill demand for the launch of the VR Explorer by enhancing operational capacity and broadening its market reach, the company says. The company notes its VR chair includes proprietary head tracking technology which helps align the user's gaze with physical rotation for improved immersion, coming in addition to the device's aim to reduce motion-related discomfort from artificial locomotion. Notably, Roto VR Explorer has since been certified by Meta's Made for Meta Accessories program in addition to supporting over 400 Quest games and apps and partnering with retailers in the UK and US such as GameStop and Amazon. AMP Robotics raises $91 million to accelerate deployment of recycling systems. AMP Robotics Corp said it has raised $91 million in corporate equity in a Series D financing. The Louisville Colo-based company plans to use its latest funding to accelerate deployment of its AMP1 systems, which uses artificial intelligence and robotics to sort municipal solid waste. AMP Robotics said its AI uses deep learning to continuously train itself by processing millions of material images into data. The software uses pattern recognition of colors, textures, shapes, sizes, and logos to identify recyclables and contaminants in real time, enabling new offtake chemistries and capabilities it added. The company noted that its first products were a series of sorting robots deployed with minimum retrofit into existing recycling facilities. Congruent Ventures led AMP Robotics Series D round. Current and new investors participated, including Sequoia Capital, XN, Blue Earth Capital, Liberty Mutual Investments, California State Teachers Retirement System, Wellington Management, Range Ventures, and Tau Capital Partners. And more Money Moves news. OpenAI-backed Speak raises $78 million at a $1 billion valuation to help users learn languages by talking out loud. Speak is a platform that teaches languages by focusing on how native speakers learn. Using AI, the startup generates audio conversations and listens to users' responses to improve their grasp of a language. Now Speak is announcing a milestone fundraise that further bolsters its progress, a Series C of $78 million that catapults its valuation to $1 billion. The funding round is being led by Excel, with previous backers OpenAI via its startup fund, Khosla Ventures, and Y Combinator also participating. The fundraise is a major jump forward for the startup. Speak confirmed a Series B extension of $20 million at a $500 million valuation only 6 months ago. One of the primary aims for the funding will be to expand the number of target languages users can learn with Speak, and thus its customer base, starting with Spanish and French. Speak's app has been downloaded more than 10 million times, and average usage is around 10 to 20 minutes a day, paying $20 per month or $99 per year, typically a fraction of the price of hiring a human tutor to work on improving conversation. Aachen spinout FiberCoat secures 20 million euros to bring super fibers to spacecraft. German startup FiberCoat has bagged 20 million euros in Series B funding as it looks to bring its super-resistant materials to the burgeoning space industry. So far, FiberCoat has focused on securing clients in the automotive, construction, and defense industries, where the materials are particularly useful for radiation shielding and weight reduction applications. Luxembourg-based New Space Capital co-led the funding round, bringing vital expertise as the startup looks to cash in on the expanding space ecosystem, projected to reach $1.8 trillion by 2035. FiberCoat will use the fresh funds to ramp up R&D and scale production as it looks to commercialize its fiber coating technology. LawHive raises $40 million to go after Main Street U.S. lawyers. UK-based legal tech startup LawHive, which allows small Main Street law firms to run their affairs through an AI-based SaaS platform, is on something of a tear. In April, it raised an $11.9 million seed round. It's now raised $40 million in a Series A funding to expand in the U.S. The round was co-led by existing investor GV Google Ventures Ventures and TQ Ventures. Lawhive says its AI named Lawrence has passed Part 1 of the Solicitor's Qualifying Examination, SQE. Lawyers can also use the platform to work with their own clients or be matched with consumers and small businesses through the Lawhive marketplace. Also participating in this round were Balderton Capital, Jigsaw, Episode 1, and Premier League footballers Harry Maguire and Reece James. Up next we have Riverside raises $30 million Series C to expand its podcast and video recording platform. Podcast recording platform Riverside said that it has raised $30 million in a Series C funding led by Z Ventures with participation from 776 and angel investor Sam Lisson. The company wants to use this funding to grow its team and build out solutions for the podcast and content creation space. Riverside started as a podcast recording platform amid the pandemic with participants in different locations. The tool focused on features like recording separate audio tracks with automatic backups so that if there is a glitch in one participant's feed, the recording doesn't break down. Over the last year, the company launched its iOS and iPad apps for better on-the-go support for podcast recording in HD resolution. It also debuted a new design that allows recording, editing, and sharing tools to be in one place. The new editor also has features like AI transcription with support for more than 100 languages, separate audio and video tracks, and automatic clip creation of memorable moments to share on social platforms. The company recently introduced an AI-powered editing feature to replace or remove text in the transcript to have them reflected in the video or audio recording. The founder noted that the company has roughly 160 to 170 people, and it will primarily use the funding to hire AI and full-stack engineers. The company is not currently profitable but aims to achieve that goal by the end of 2026. Solar Square raises $40 million in India's largest solar venture round. Solar Square has raised $40 million in a round led by Lightspeed in what is the largest venture round in India's solar sector. The Mumbai-based startup was bootstrapped and profitably selling to corporate customers for 5 years before it switched to residential solar in 2021. Now it has scaled to powering over 20,000 homes and 200 housing societies across India and is India's largest operator of distributed solar assets. Unlike others in the space, Solar Square guarantees returns on solar investments and compensates customers if systems don't deliver, making its full-stack service, designing and selling the systems, installing them to consumer rooftops, securing permit facilitation, financing, and offering self-services much more compelling. The overall cost of buying and having the system installed averages about $1,500. Solar Square will deploy the fresh funds to expand from 20 to 50 cities, but it is taking a careful approach. Lightspeed led the investment, a Series B financing round, with Lightrock joining, alongside existing investors Elevation Capital, Chris Sakas, Lower Carbon, and Nitin Kamath's Rain Matter. The startup, which had raised $19.5 million previously, will also invest in technology to better build systems for monitoring and managing residential solar installations remotely. In the next article we have, Joby launches $300 million public offering ahead of its 2025 commercial eVTOL release. Electric vertical takeoff and landing vehicle startup Joby Aviation has launched a public offering to sell up to $300 million of its shares of common stock per a regulatory filing. Joby said it will use the proceeds from the raise together with its existing cash to fund its certification and manufacturing efforts and for general working capital. Joby plans to launch air taxis for urban transportation next year in New York City and Los Angeles alongside partners Delta Airlines and Uber, as well as in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. The startup also has a $131 million contract with the Department of Defense. The public offering comes as the Federal Aviation Administration cleared the way for eVTOLs to share U.S. airspace with helicopters and airplanes and set up guidelines for eVTOL pilot training and operating rules. Reveal Technology raises $11 million to scale decision dominance tools for DoD. Reveal Technology is a startup that has been working with multiple branches of the U.S. Department of Defense to put its flagship software product into the hands of operators. That software, called Farsight, can rapidly convert video from drones into 3D maps that live on a smartphone. The company is already in production with a number of programs with the Army, Special Operations Command, Marine Corps, and some foreign militaries. According to CEO Garrett Smith, if you're facing off against an adversary, any number of things could change in that environment. They could block a road, they could dig a trench line. None of that stuff is going to be reflected on a map. Farsight solves all of that by giving you a fresh, time-now, three-dimensional high-resolution model of the operating environment and then allows you to measure it, analyze it, drive decisions, and understand the environment. Investors Investors have been paying attention to this company, and they just closed that $11.2 million Series A round led by Next Frontier Capital with participation from DeFi.VC and 8VC to scale its team and build out its product lineup to do nothing less than, as Smith put it, dominate the mobile and edge space. In our next Money Moves news, Gentrace secures $8 million Series A to revolutionize generative AI testing. Gentrace, a cutting-edge platform for testing and monitoring generative AI applications, has announced the successful completion of an $8 million Series A funding round led by Matrix Partners with contributions from Headline and K9 Ventures. This funding milestone, which brings the company's total funding to $14 million, coincides with the launch of its flagship tool, Experiments, an industry-first solution designed to make large language model testing more accessible, collaborative, and efficient across organizations. Gentrace's platform addresses different issues through a three-pillar approach. Number 1, purpose-built testing environments. Number 2, comprehensive performance analytics. And number 3, cross-functional collaboration through experiments. Elon Musk's xAI lands $6 billion in new cash to fuel AI ambitions. xAI, Elon Musk's AI company, has raised $6 billion according to a filing with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission on Thursday. Investors gave a minimum of $77,593 per the filing. 97 participated, but the document doesn't reveal their identities. The Wall Street Journal previously reported that Valor Equity Partners, Sequoia Capital, and Andreessen Horowitz were expected to contribute to the round, along with the Qatar Investment Authority, Qatar Sovereign Wealth Fund. So thank you for being here and watching this video. I'm glad you were able to get some insight on where a lot of millions and billions of dollars are flowing in the world of technology. To continue to stay informed on other exciting news happening in the world of technology, you should like the video, subscribe, and then check out these two videos right here where I bring you more information about the things you should know happening in the world of technology.